And normally, when we do What's Up, we sometimes start the mic rolling a little early, but we didn't really have any serious conversation going on. So I will say, before we get started, I want everybody to know that this episode is brought to you by patrons like Akio Comics, Qua, and Nestor Flores. If you like what we do and want to see us do more, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can get access to episodes early and lots of other goodies, and it would really help us out. And just, in general, we appreciate your support.
Thank you.
So, yeah. Hey, Lucky, what's up?
Well, I'm gonna go ahead with the big fucking one. The Crunchyroll Anime Awards have been announced, and the voting is fucking open.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, this is something that I've been I want to say cautiously hyped about, because, as I said, I like anime. I watch it a fuck ton. I definitely have thoughts and feelings on it.
Mm-hmm. And also, last year, we were interested in the Anime Awards when they came out. We spent most of a Anime Power Hour episode talking about it. I'm sure you can find it because it'll say something about the Anime Awards in the title. But so you can hear our opinions last year, which were mixed.
And I didn't want to say, at least for, like I said, last year we said there was a lot of Boku no Hero Academia dick sucking going on there.
Yeah, sadly, I don't think I can put that in the title of this episode. Otherwise, I could probably make a joke about Anime Award dick suck. But I don't think YouTube likes that.
But looking over the nominees, this time they've definitely spread out more. And, honestly, there's nothing I can really, I feel like I could disagree with. So, do you want to go through, the whole thing?
Yeah, I figure, because we did that for the Game Awards, and last time we talked, I think we talked about all the nominees, but it might have just been the winners because we were literally watching the awards be issued. Because we used to do this in the middle of the night. That's why I was really surprised we got Let's Talk FGO turned around so quick this week. I was like, God, I remember this used to take forever. And I'm like, oh no, that's just because we didn't record this until 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Now we actually have a schedule. But yeah, I figure we can go down the awards.
Right, well,
I'm going to yell about Kingdom Hearts a lot later, so you should probably do this just for the sake of balancing our voices out.
Yeah, no problem. So, the Crunchyroll Anime Awards, I'm never going to get this right, actually have several categories. Let's see, you got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, looks like 15? Yeah, it looks like 15 categories. I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't count. What? And the one at the top of the list is Best Protagonist. As everyone knows, protagonist is, the main character. And it looks like all these entries have 6 nominations. So, for our Best Protagonist, the nominations are Retsuko from Agretsuko. The Red Panda thrash metal screaming. Which is, speaks to everyone's soul who works in harsh working environments. Yumeko Jabami from freaking Kakaguri, which is actually airing its 2nd season this core. I've not had a chance to watch it yet, but boy howdy, this girl's crazy. And you kind of get hooked on how she acts. Also, Joe from Megalobox.
Mm-hmm.
Violet Evergarden from the series of Violent Evergarden. Rimuru Tempest from That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. And Sakata Azusagawa from Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. Honestly, it's a very good spread, personally.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm pretty sure at some point over the past year, we have talked about, in one show or another, all of these series and how much we like them.
Yeah.
All of them are pretty good. The only one out of these I haven't really seen is Bunny Girl Senpai. But Lucky's definitely talked about it.
Oh, yeah. We were talking about it. Sakata is fucking amazing as a main character from how much he does, but with how little power he has. It's kind of amazing. Honestly, if I'm gonna cast a... for me personally, it'd be a tie between Violet Evergarden and Sakata Asagawa. Violent, because you go on an emotional journey with this girl as she tries to discover what her emotions are. And you're with her basically, most of the way. And it's kind of the same with Sakata. Because, as he said, you kind of start his story, I would say, in media res. there's a bunch of shit that's already happened, and you're just kind of going along with the journey, and you find out these things and how he is as a person. And the story's still not resolved, which makes me very, very, very sad, because I want more. Apparently there's a movie coming out that I am super interested in.
Mm-hmm.
Rimuru Tempest, like, he's a pretty good pick too, but at the same time, I feel like he's too much the overpowered protagonist trope, which he's just a little too good at what he does. I think the best kind of protagonists are the ones that have their own flaws with them as well as the good things. You have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I think, like I said, all of these animes are good. All of these protagonists are very good. This is, I think, a category that we will not fight about these nominations. Like, all of it's just, which one do you like personally? Because, like, Yumeko is, like, I'd argue, one of those very, like, flawed protagonists. She does seem like she wins at everything, but at the same time, she's fucking crazy, so it's like, it's almost like that discounts itself, right? Like, you'd think she would be too perfect, but just because she wins all these dumb gambling situations she gets into doesn't mean that she's not a lunatic.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing that, like, that's, well, great about her is, like, even if she does lose, she doesn't count it as losing. Right. Because she's just here to gamble. Yeah. You want to talk about characters who have, like, these big, long, like, struggle arcs. Both Joe and Violet are very impressive in that regard. Like, you know, Joe's a classic, literally from no better to a stray dog than, you know, to, like, the championship bout. And it's an emotional journey all the way. That's one of the... Even when we stopped doing Power Hour because it just became such a clusterfuck for us to watch the exact same number of shows every week and talk about them in a condensed format, Megalobox is one of the shows that I definitely stuck with just because it was so tight all around. On the other hand, I've talked loads about how just fun-loving and great Agretsuko is. It's just, for these short episodes, it's just so entertaining, and you feel Retsuko so bad in just her dealing with life bullshit and her venting system and stuff. Oh. It's a really tight category. Like, the only one I can't comment on is obviously Bunny Girl Senpai because I haven't watched that myself, but I believe you when you talk about these dynamics. And I can kind of agree that Rimuru is definitely the I win at everything type protagonist, but I've always said that the show still manages to be entertaining because Rimuru can do everything himself, however he wants to think about it. There's still a lot of challenge because it's a living world he's in, where there's all these pieces and people moving around him. And as a protagonist, I think he's great. That they keep the jokes real with him all the time. He has a comeback for like everything. And it's amazing.
Yeah, I love that he's so sassy, but also I love that he's just they established early on that he was a good person, right? Mm-hmm. Like, that was something we talked about, that they established that before he was reincarnated. He was, okay, a bit lonely, a bit of a workaholic, but he was fundamentally an all-right guy. Mm-hmm. And it did so good for him. But we're going to be here forever if we do this all the time. Let's move to the next one, because this is another baller category.
Yep, so next category is Best Antagonist with Ryo Asuka from Devilman Crybaby. Oh yeah, that came out this year.
Yeah, we both said that a lot looking over this view. We were like, oh shit, that was early last year. Oh. Ooh. We had a whole... It's very underrated, I think. It was not well viewed. Hopefully our audience gets some traction on this. We did, in fact, in the early days of Anime Power Hour, devote an entire hour to Devilman Crybaby and still didn't get it all the thoughts we wanted to. So if you haven't watched that show and you want to listen to two emotionally devastated adult men talk about that show for an hour, go back, find our Power Hour episode, listen to it.
But also in this category is Akane Shinjo from SSS Gridman, for one, from My Hero Academia Season 3, Yuri from Megalobox, Tokishiro Tsurumi from Golden Kamuy, and Momoga from Overlord 3rd Season. Some people will go, excuse me, isn't Momoga actually the protagonist?
That was a fight I saw on Twitter a lot.
It's like, no, he's a fucking villain.
Well, yeah, I think there's some contention with the way Crunchyroll phrases protagonist and antagonist, because technically you can argue that because he's the central character, that he's the protagonist of the story, even if he's a villain. I don't think that's necessarily what Crunchyroll is going for here. They're going for kind of a more broad out who are of this world or this story who are the antagonists, because like Yuri's not a bad guy, but he's totally the big person for Joe to defeat, right?
Let's see here. Just a quick Google for the word antagonist. A person who is actively opposes or is hostile to someone or something. An adversary.
Yeah, so some of these characters are definitely adversarial.
Yeah. Because Momoga is definitely challenging the status quo of the world he is in. For he is the outsider and has decided to inflict his own rules upon it.
Mm-hmm.
So, in that sense, yes, he is an adversary to the world. He is an antagonist to the world. But he is not the antagonist to the story.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's kind of like, it's column A, column B. So, I am willing to, get that. Honestly, if fucking Ro Asuka doesn't win this, I'm gonna be, super shook.
Yeah. And you want to talk about, dynamics. That's also another weird thing, putting Ro in here, because you don't realize that he is, man, if people haven't watched Devilman Crybaby, I don't know if I want to drop that on them, but,
yeah.
You understand there's something wrong with him right away, but, you don't necessarily think of him as the antagonist till I think about the halfway point where you just continue to ask yourself, where you're like, are you really on my side here, buddy?
Ro, my buddy. That's the name of this track, which is baller as fuck. Go listen to it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, listen, like I said, Devilman Crybaby was so good. I really want it needs to win some awards because it's a fucking masterclass, but let's see. I didn't check into Gridman, so I can't really talk about...
honestly, if it's not Ro, it has to be Akane, because Akane is Kanen the same way, where she's the villain that you want to empathize with. It's something that... There's obviously something going on with her that you want to know more about. Why is she doing this? Why is she summoning kaiju? What's her story? And I think that's the best kind of antagonists are the ones that you empathize with, the ones that you want to know more, you want to understand why they are and what they're doing.
Yeah.
If you don't do that, you have to go to I believe you have to go to the complete other extreme, and so you literally cannot fathom the depth of what this guy's going through because it is just so alien. And that's why I think Rio is that, because you don't know what the fuck's up with Ro until literally the last few episodes.
Yeah, I'd have to double check the episode. Well, partly because I binged the whole series in a night, so everything, or 2 nights maybe. So everything runs together, but also there's a certain definite point where it's All For One's a pretty good classic guy, I think, in that respect too. In that I'm a villain because I have all the powers. Why the fuck wouldn't I try and control everything?
But Akane kind of purports herself she's kind of this normal girl, but she's not, and it makes you ask questions and wonder things, and you just want to protect this evil little girl, and you're like, why did you turn out so bad? Let me give you head pats and stir your boobs.
But yeah, if you want to talk about antagonist, Yuri's definitely a good antagonist because he sets up the conflict and is the final conflict for Joe. I don't know if he can... He's not a very deep character, though. I don't know if he can stand in the same realm as some of these other characters who are very nuanced antagonists.
I feel like he's more of an ideal, a fighting of an ideal. He's something you put on a pedestal and you fight towards.
Right.
Because that's what he was. He was basically this champ with the biggest tech, with all the sponsors. He was everything that Joe was not.
Mm-hmm. And he was the guy Joe didn't beat.
Yeah.
Though Joe did enough to Yuri to make him think about, Joe was constantly in Yuri's mind throughout the whole thing afterward.
Because he basically told Yuri that all this stuff that you have is pretty much worth nothing compared to me and just the skills and the strength I have on my own.
Mm-hmm.
Yuri started to question, is this gear truly my strength and whatever.
But yeah, so antagonist is a baller category. I think the next 2 categories are probably the most questionable choices by Crunchyroll to even do, but they're fun, I think, a little bit, so we can
I'm
move
gonna say,
on
All For One, I'll just say some quick things here. For All For One, I really don't know what this guy's deal is. He's like, yeah, he's cunning and shit, but you literally get to see him for like 3 episodes, and then he's done. Nothing's really explained about him. He's just a bad dude. He's there, being bad. Cool.
Yeah,
and Tokushiro Tsurumi is like, I want to say classy as fuck, but villainous as fuck.
In case you don't know who that is, that's Lieutenant Skullface from Golden Kamuy. Because I could never remember how to say his name.
Yeah, he's like, but that whole anime is just made of like a colorful cast of characters. So
we talked about that before. It's like that's another show I'm not cut up on, but because they took a break, which I will admit kind of kills momentum. But that whole show is like a very over the top pulp action.
But next category is Best Boy.
I can sense the chat's probably going to get salty because I don't think we said this, but we hit 1,500 subs. So what we're doing the live episode like we said we'd do. You can actually go ahead and right now, if at any point you're listening to this, watch the episode of Let's Talk FGO yesterday. We actually got it turned around fast, and we said that we were like, okay, so we're like 4 away. We'll probably hit it by tomorrow, and we did later that night.
Mm-hmm.
So we figured we'd go ahead and do What's Up live. So we have a small studio audience here offering commentary as we talk about the episode. Occasionally they shoot some stuff back and forth at us, and we'll call them out if we talk about any of their specific thoughts.
Yep. So Best Boy is, let's see, we got 6 as usual with Kotaro Tatsumi from Zombieland Saga, Honda-san from Skullface bookseller Honda-san, Izuku Midoriya from My Hero Academia Season 3, Sakata Asasugawa from Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, Halda from Agretsuko, and Joe from Megalobox.
Honestly, making this pick is a tough choice, just because in the shows I'm familiar with, these characters are really good, and they're very likable. I guess the question is like, what are they looking for? What's their definition of Best Boy?
I don't know. I honestly I feel like I don't know where to go with this one personally, but like, I'd have to say Sakata. I said, like, cause honestly, he's just a good boy. He's a good relatable boy.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't go like, he helps people out, but he doesn't go out of his way. He doesn't try to be a hero. He just tries to do what he can. He loves a girl. He helps his friends, and he takes care of his sister. He's just a good, wholesome boy who's kind of like cynical and sarcastic a lot.
Yeah. Like relatable characters, Haida from Agretsuko, the poor guy who really likes Retsuko, but he can't say anything until maybe the end of the season, maybe, and does dumb stuff. That's always pretty fun. Joe's a great character because he's got that underdog vibe that we all know and love, right? And like he's living his life and his struggles, but he's pretty nice. I don't know if he's necessarily best. Deck is great. We've already said this. He's just great. I feel like he's gonna win this award anyway because it's Crunchyroll, but he's great. He's a good hero boy.
He's a good hero boy. Let's see. Best girl. We got Anzu from Hinamatsuri. We got Hinata Miyake from A Place Further Than the Universe. Lily Hoshikawa from Zombieland Saga. Ashripa from Golden Kamuy. Nadeshiko Kagamihara from Layback Camp. And Mai Sakurajima from Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. So my knee-jerk reaction is to go with fucking Hinata Miyake from The Place Further Than the Universe, because that was like a fucking great anime with all the girls were amazing, and it was amazing. Like I can't fucking tell you how amazing that anime was to me. Layback Camp was also good, very relaxing, very chill, and Nadeshiko was definitely a key part of that. Mai Sakurajima really doesn't really fit totally into best girl category, because while she is a very good girl, she is someone who's best when she's paired with Sakata.
If you heard me laugh a little bit in the background, that's just because listen to the things we have to say about this category. We're like I don't know if she's best girl, but she was a good girl. Like, oh man, out of context, this is very hilarious.
I still I still haven't fucking finished all of Zombieland Saga. I'm slowly working my way through it because I can only laugh so much in a given area.
Yeah, I gotta be honest.
upstairs.
Like, I don't have a lot of investment in this just because I'm not super familiar with a lot of these choices. Like, some of these are anime that I know about from earlier in the year, but I never really got around to watching because I'm not made of unlimited time. As Ripper's pretty funny. I guess I'm a little interested in why they necessarily wanted to pick her for best girl, but she's pretty great. So I don't know. This is a category that has almost no emotional impact to me, unlike other categories.
But we'll keep going here, so Megan can eventually talk his hour about Kingdom Hearts. Next was best opening sequence. We had the opening from Love is Hard for Otaku, for Darling in the Franxx, Kakaguri, Pop Team Epic, Agretzko, and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind.
So, they say best opening sequence, but the credits of this are for the song, and is it also the animator, or is it...
I think it's also, because it also, because they list the song, and then then whoever's like does the did the animation or whatever below it.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, like, thinking about it, that's an interesting question. The Kakegurui opening was really good.
I'm gonna just go with them because it's Tia, who's one part of Supercell, which is like one of my favorite J bands.
Yeah, it's a good song. The animation was very vibrant and stuff. Like, I don't mind Kiss of Death. That was, I mean, like, it's not necessarily my style, but it was pretty good for on theme. But I don't think the opening for Darling was super inspired. The actual animation.
No,
there was a lot of just, like, transition effects and stuff. It didn't seem like there was a lot of intense animation or anything going on there. Which, not that I'm against, it's just I don't know if that would win best opening.
Let's see, best ending sequences here. Let's see, we got Megalobox, Attack on Titan Season 3, After the Rain, Fully Cooley Alternative, Revenue Starlight, and Fully Cooley Progressive. Like, honestly, like, I fucking love After the Rain, because, especially because it was Refrain by Eimer, who is, God, I love that husky voice. But Megaloboxes, like, that one was also really good, because I always liked how it started out with the neon, and, like, every time they had a title, they would have another line under it. And
Megalobox was just great music all around.
Yeah.
That said, I mean, that's kind of unfair to force the two Fooly Cooly ones with both by the pillows, obviously, to fight. That feels unfair, making the pillows fight themselves.
I've only seen Fully Cooley Progressive, though, so... Not to mention, I haven't seen Revenue Starlight or Attack on Titan Season 3, so I can't really say...
how everything scales up. Yeah, but Megalobox is great. The music integration in that show was so good.
Right. But let's say we're going to keep this going to Best VA Performance in JP. And it's the voice actors / actresses for... we have Mamoru Miyano, who did Kotaro Tatsumi and Zombieland Saga. Soma Saito, who did Honda-san and Skull Face Bookseller Honda-san. Megumi Han, who did Miki Makamura and Devilman Crybaby. Nao Toyama, who did Renshima and Layback Camp. Reriko, who did Retsuko and Agretzko. And Reina Ueda, who did Akane Shinjo and SSSS Gridman. Honestly, like, these are all fucking great ones.
Yeah, like, I feel like these are all pretty good performances, but I mean,
I'm gonna, like, honestly, like, people might say this, but I have to go with fucking Soma Saito for Honda-san, because the depth of emotion that he delivers while his character is literally just a skull on screen is fucking priceless, especially when he's trying to speak in English, and he's fully saying, like, I don't know how to speak English, and he's trying anyway. Oh my god, it is fucking the best thing ever. He's like, so you feel the fucking full range of emotion the skeleton is going through while he's trying to deal with customers in that. It's like I'm making, like, if you need to laugh, you need to watch Skullface Bookseller Honda-san. It's like if you
It's
do not
on my
laugh,
list
I
of
will-
things eventually. I need to, like I said,
Yeah.
I want to clear my backlog first, and then I gotta like maybe pick some shows from last season and get started on some new stuff too, because we are in a new anime season. We need stuff to talk about on the show.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
in both English and Japanese, Ogretsuko's really rendered great. How she rotates from the typical demure office lady type to, just quiet rage building inside. Though there's also the metal screaming rendered. I believe that's a different voice actor in both. Free to play guy posted in our Discord the classic image of an anime girl with me over it and a big crate that says plan to watch list, and then the subtitle is "It's heavy." Yes, correct, always eternal. But also, I'm
let's
just
see,
thinking
but,
emotionally, like fucking Miki, Devilman Crybaby, man, just goddamn.
This is good all around. But going into the next one, best VA performance English, we have Kari Walgren, who does Haruku Hara. It's kind of hard. From Fully Coolly Progressive. Christopher Sabat, who did All Might for Boku no Hero Academia. Erica Mendez, who did Retsuko for McRetsuko. David Wald, who was the narrator for Mr. Totoganawa's Middle Management Blues. Tia Ballard, who did 02 and Darling in the Franxx. And Erica Harlachia, I can't pronounce it, who did Violet Evergarden in the show, Violet Evergarden. Unfortunately, the only person that I have heard on this list is Carrie Walgren. But honestly, like, she is the quintessential Haruko voice for me.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, that performance has always been good from her, so that's a really good one. I said before, Agretsuko's voice acting is pretty good in both, though, interesting note about Erica Mendez, which people might not know, but is relevant to our audience, that's MASH's English voice actress, and also did Jack in the Apocrypha dub, so, she's in tight with the Fate crowd, which most of our audience is. She did a very good job, I think, with the show, but I don't know if that's, like, a killer performance. I haven't watched enough Boku no Hero in English to say for sure. Though clips I've seen of it, Sabat is killing it as All Might, but I don't know if I've seen enough to make a fair call on that. And if they were nominated, I'm sure they did a very good job, the actresses for 02 and Violet, but like, I didn't watch the shows in English. You crazy? Wait for that stuff?
Alright, so next up is Best Director. Oh boy, this category. So, so we have Masaki Yuasa, who directed Devilman Crybaby. Atsuka Ishizuka, who directed A Place Further Than the Universe. Yoi Moriyama, who directed Megalobox. Yohei Suzuki, who directed Planet With. Taichi Ishidate, who directed Violet Evergarden. And Hiroko Utsumi, who directed Banana Fish. Like, everything on this fucking list right here.
Yeah, this is the devil's choice. All of these shows I have, at the very least, heard they were amazing, if not watched, and just the overall composition and direction is great all around.
Yeah. Like, Planet With, people might be like, why Planet With? Like, you have to watch it to understand it. It's something that you think, like, I talked about it at length. I think I was on Power Hour or, like, something where you just learn, like, what this show is all about, and it gets so fucking deep, and you're just laying in bed, like, what am I understanding here? How can I comprehend all this? It's like, Devilman Crybaby is a trip all on its own. Like, someone, like, this director literally took a show that was, like, well, I say it was like, what, the 80s when it came out?
Yeah,
like,
the original manga is, like, from the late 60s or the 70s or something, and then there was an anime adaptation of a few years later, which is, like, one of the staples of crazy old anime. And then...
Yeah. But they decided to take this, adapt it fully to the modern time, and continue to fiddle with it until it was something, like, I would say almost nearly unrecognizable from its original product, almost.
Yeah, I think it's the closest thing it's to is the original manga, but even then, it has, like, differences which obviously make it more modern.
Yeah. Like I said,
the tone is probably closest to, because the original manga was very dark and violent, and the original anime cleaned it up a little.
Yeah. A Place Further in the Universe is, like, also amazing, especially since it's a completely original story.
Mhm.
That's something I've been wondering about lately. Is like if the director just takes something that's already existed and adapts it for the screen, is it truly as good as something that's created from nothing? Just like
Yeah, that's a question. And like some of them are more severe at it. Like Devilman Crybaby is a very stark reimagining. Megalobox is inspired by earlier works, but is not a direct adaptation.
Yeah.
But,
Planet With
like,
is an adaptation from a manga.
mhm.
Violet Evergarden is an adaptation of a light novel. Banana Fish is an adaptation of a 90s manga. So, I don't know. Like, honestly, I can't choose. Like, if any of these win, I'll be like, no, that's good.
Mhm. Well, hey, speaking of, if any of these win, let's roll into the next category.
Yeah, best animation. So, oh my god. So, nominations are Violet Evergarden, which was done by Kyoto Animation. Devilman Crybaby, which was done by Science Saru. Like, honestly, that's I gotta see. I don't know what else they've done.
I don't know if they've done a lot. Because Crybaby was one of those, like, Netflix exclusive shows, which was actually, like, I believe, partially funded and produced by Netflix, not just licensed.
Yeah. Megalobox, which was done by TMS Entertainment, 3X Cube. A Place Further Than the Universe, which was done by Madhouse. Bloom Into You, which was done by Troika. And My Hero Academia Season 3, which was done by Bones. So, like, I understand, like, here's the thing. My Hero Academia had some good scenes with their animation. Like, boy, howdy, they had some good scenes.
My Hero always has really good animation. I think their best stuff was so far has been Season 2. But still, like, Bones definitely does a good job animating a lot of those scenes.
Like, I haven't seen Bloom Into You, but I have heard it is an emotional firestorm. And if it's, like I said, and Troika does good work. Like, honestly, like, as I said, they've done Recreators. They did,
which was,
Recreators,
while emotionally hurtful, was a very well animated show.
Yeah. Outnote Zero. They've done other stuff. I just can't think of. Oh, they're the main animation studio who were recently doing Case Files.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Now, which, if you haven't seen the Case Files episode 0, that is also very lovingly animated.
Oh, actually, they haven't really done a lot after that. Fuck. They've done Beautiful Bones. They only have looks like 7 titles under their belt. Jesus.
And they're beautiful every time.
Yep. So they're definitely a company that puts the quality over quantity going on here.
But, like, fuck, man. I mean, the top 4, arranged visually, the way we listed them. Violet was always just such a beautifully done show, top to bottom, like, always. Like, even the static scenes were beauty in motion, like, just, it was always good. And, oh man, Devilman. Devilman's a trip.
Some people, I think, got a little bit, what's the word, put off by some of the artistic choices they made in it, because they didn't just stick to, like, they let the art be a little more, the animation be a little more free, I want to say. I think is a good way to put it. And everything felt more alive and visceral and crazy. Which is what that show was. Mm-hmm. It was alive and crazy.
Yeah.
Heaven help you.
And Megalobox was, we always talked about this, how lovingly those fight scenes were animated. Like, there was no amount of, like, wasted movement in any of the people. They were all actually making a lot of, like, living, organic motions with their stances and fighting and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And they kept it all in that, like, nostalgia filter of, like...
Yeah.
Of, like, the 80s.
Yeah.
It was good. A Place Further Than the Universe, I would say, is actually probably the most traditional. But they kept the level up the entire time. Especially... And, like, oh, my God. I'm gonna have to go watch it again later. I'm feeling it. I've heard good things about Bloom Into You. I'm gonna have to go watch it at some point.
Well, let's speak of stuff we might have to watch, because I'm like... what the fuck even are these nominations for this? Let's move into the next one. Best film.
Yeah, so... Best film. I've heard of a few of these, and I want to see them. But, let's see. The Night is Short, Walk On Girl, by Science Saru. Same people who did Devilman, apparently. My Hero Academia, 2 Heroes, Studio Bones. Mirai, of the Future by Studio Chizu, Liz and the Bee-Bird by Kyoto Animation, Mazinger Z Infinity by Toei Animation, and Fireworks by Shaft. Like, 2 of these movies are already on my watch list, Mirai and Fireworks. But, like, as I said, I don't know anything else. Like,
I'm
honestly,
nodding.
like,
That's it. That's what I got.
like My Hero Academia, I've always felt super leery of shonen anime movie things. It's like I never understood them. It's like how there's like 15 like Detective Conan movies, and some of them are like major blockbuster hits. I'm like, why?
It's because they're super popular and they're for babies. No, seriously, like shonen is the like 12 to 15 demographic or lower. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like there was a decent amount of hype leading up to it, but I didn't hear anything about it afterward. I'm sure it has cool scenes. There's probably a unique like super power up scene, and they use like a nice reprisal of Yusei Run and all that stuff. But I mean, it's probably cool. Is it best film? We really don't know because we're not really qualified to talk about a lot of these nominations because we're like we have heard of these and might watch them sometime. Maybe. I
think next year what we gotta do is when the nominations all come out, we have to actually sit down and watch everything so we can actually talk about it.
Or at least look into them, because I don't know if we'll have enough time to actually crunch down and watch everything. But definitely double check some of this stuff we haven't heard of.
Yeah. Next one is Best Character Design. So we have Violet Evergarden, Devilman Crybaby, Zombieland Saga, Megalobox, Agretzko, and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind.
And it actually lists the character designer also in the actual nominations.
Yeah, I don't want to butcher names right now. I'm feeling that my pronunciation is gonna just tumble here.
Hey, it's almost as if there's a theme. Megalobox, Devilman, and Violet Evergarden were really good.
Yeah.
Honestly, the character designs are a rough question. Megalobox is really good. Violet Evergarden, I think, did a really good job with all of its character designs, and that lots of people were visually distinct, but at the same time, I feel like that was mostly helped by the animation, because the animation style made everybody so, like, vibrant and lively. Definitely Crybabies, just like we said. Those are some intense and personal character designs, right? And several characters dramatically shift in designs for reasons, which is woo. Like it's a hard hitting show, but obviously, I don't know. I feel almost concerned that Agretzko will win just because like they list Sanrio as the character designers, but because it's basically almost like a Hello Kitty extended universe thing, right? Like this is They're the guys who made Hello Kitty and all those spin-off characters and stuff that are still popular now. So that's some prestige powerhouse, and a lot of those character designs are very memorable despite their very basic cutesy designs, right? So yeah.
Well, that's it. They're marketable.
They are super marketable.
And then we go into
probably the big one.
Yeah, Anime of the Year. And I honestly like it's a good lineup because we got A Place Further Than the Universe, Devilman Crybaby, Megalobox, Violet Evergarden, Hinamatsuri, and Zombieland Saga.
And we should add that they list because we listed the studios who did these earlier, but specifically Hinamatsuri is Studio Feel and Zombieland Saga was by Mappa.
Studio Mappa.
Yeah. And you should already know what the other ones are.
Like I said, like honestly, like I don't think Hinamatsuri or Zombieland Saga should win. They're really good, and they're hella fucking hilarious.
It's good that they're nominated, but once again, that top 4 powerhouse, the early of last year, is... though actually, I think Hinamatsuri was earlier, too. I don't know time. What is time? How do I time? But fuck, man. Megalobox, Violet Evergarden, Devilman Crybaby. A Place Further in the Universe, just...
They're all super good. Like as long as one of those 4 win, I'll be like, it's all good.
Yeah, any of those could win, and I'd be like, that's okay. I respect that choice. Like personally, like just especially to us, Devilman was such just like a an emotional roller coaster and opener to this year, or
Yeah.
the past year. That like
I said, but I also feel like because this is done by people voting on it, and like as I said, like Devilman Crybaby had like
yeah, it's not
you
for
either fucking-
everyone.
yeah, you either loved it like me and Omega did, or you fucking hated it and you don't want to fucking touch it.
Yeah, you watched the first episode and you were like, I don't want this anymore. I'm out. Whereas Lucky and I think I have a tweet somewhere in the background which is like the first 5 minutes of Devilman Crybaby, like, what is happening? Then like 10 minutes or 15 minutes. What the fuck is happening? And then the 20-minute mark is like, oh yeah, that's the good shit. Because that's how I felt about the first episode. It was like, what the fuck is happening? What the fuck is happening? And then, oh yeah, this is all right. I'm in.
Oh man, as I said, Violet Evergarden was also kind of an emotional journey. Like I still like tear up thinking about the fucking scene where she's assisting the writer and she jumps over the lake. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, VE is just, it's beautiful and heartfelt and
yeah,
a piece of art all around, right?
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
Right,
I just
but now we
realized,
also-
it's too bad that even in chat, Voice isn't here, because I'm sure he would yell about some things. He's probably busy
would.
doing something.
He would yell. He yells so much.
He has
like-
thoughts and feelings about anime, which I don't feel like he gets
Yeah, I
to
feel
get
like
out a lot, which is sad.
Oh no! Every time he comes on here, he gets them out real good.
Yeah. So we have two
That's what we're
sponsored
here-
categories after Anime of the Year.
Yep. So best fight scene sponsored by Capcom. We got Hina versus Anzu from Hina Matsuri, which was a pretty funny fucking fight. I'm not gonna lie. But then you got fucking All for One versus All Might and My Hero Academia season 3, where you get to see the amazing United States smash.
Oh, yeah. That's a... Forget fight scene, that's just a great scene, period.
Yeah, like I don't know if I call it like the best fight, but I think it might be just like best fucking scene.
Yeah.
Then there was Naruto and Sasuke versus Momoshiki from Boruto Next Generations. I actually haven't watched the show.
I haven't watched
you
the
can find...
show, but I have seen clips of this fight. It's like, this was the, hey, you know how we were making a trash anime that's constantly running, and thus, we have all these problems that long-running shonen anime have? Well, we saved all our fucking budget and skill for this one fight scene, because we're Boruto, and we're following Naruto, and we are literally made of money. And it's if you just watching the clips, it's fucking phenomenal, like action-wise.
It is. Yeah. Jiren versus Goku, which I'm not gonna lie, I really don't care about. I can't lie.
Super's very controversial, even to people who really like Dragon Ball. I mean, like I said, I've also seen the clips. It's the way it ends is kind of cool and all, but goddamn, I feel like that conflict dragged on way too long.
Yes, it did.
Through too many stages.
Yep. Yami versus Licht from Black Clover. Black Clover is another one of those controversial animes because some people didn't like the main character. It took a while, but I still liked it. And they definitely pulled out the animation budget for this fight in particular.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. But then we got Satan versus Devilman into the fucking series for Devilman Crybaby.
Yeah, I mean, that's another one that's like, I don't know if that's the best fight, but that's definitely a powerful sequence of events.
Yeah. Oh boy. But honestly, it's got to be All for One versus All Might for me.
Yeah, like...
Just that...
I'd accept Devilman Crybaby winning
care if
another
it's
award. Yes, I am willing... I'm going to be mad if Devilman Crybaby doesn't win at least one award, because that's a fucking amazing show that deserves to win more awards. But, like, I wouldn't be sad if they won another one. But yeah, no, like, fuck, man. All for One versus All Might.
And Voltic Post is Asta screaming, which is one of the reasons that Black Clover gets on people's fucking nerves.
I will remember that for later, because I can't play clips right now because I'm capturing sound from my machine.
And then we have Best Continuing Series presented by Verve, which is...
So this is series that are ongoing, but that aren't new to that year, but are ongoing through that year.
Yeah. So, first one is the Ancient Magic's Bride from Studio Wit Studio. Good shit. Dragon Ball Super from Toei Animation. Black Clover from Studio Pierrot. March Comes In Like a Lion from Shaft. One Piece by Toei. And Boruto from Pierrot.
I gotta be honest, I feel like they made okay, I mean, I guess they're doing popular shows, so it's not necessarily a bad pick, but I feel like it's a bad pick because aren't most people kind of like over a lot of these long-running series? Like Super's pretty controversial. I feel like Boruto's pretty controversial. You know, One Piece is just like, oh my god, they're adapting less than one manga chapter per episode now. Why the fuck won't it die? Kind of thing, right? Like a lot of these really long-runner shows, I feel like are risky picks.
Like, no, honestly, like for me, it's got to be March Comes In Like a Lion.
For me, it's Ancient Magus Bride because I feel like that did not win enough last year, and I was very upset. And it's a fucking amazing show, and I love it. What was who? Somebody beat it for music. Beat its first opening, I think, for music, which very much hurt us both.
It was fucking the opening to Boku no Hero Academia. Remember?
That's right. That's why it made us so upset because Boku no Hero's openings are kind of hit or miss.
Yeah.
But the first opening for Ancient Magus Bride is phenomenal. I will stab you if you don't agree. Ooh,
yeah. So, like Black Clover, like honestly, like I'd pick like Black Clover over One Piece and Boruto and Dragon Ball Super, but definitely March Comes In Like a Lion and Ancient Magus Bride over Black Clover.
Yeah.
Like,
and actually, I don't know much about March. March Comes In Like a Lion. I feel like that was another show that was just like one half was in 17 and then one half was in 18, right?
Yeah, it has like 50-something episodes.
Okay, but it's not One Piece, which is at like 1,000 episodes or whatever.
No,
or anything. Yeah. So
no, let's see. Yeah, like as I said, like see, here's the thing about like Ancient Magus Bride, Black Clover, and March Comes In Like a Lion. They don't fucking have like these. They don't have like stupid ass filler in them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because here's the thing, like Dragon Ball Super and like One Piece and Boruto, they drag out their fucking fights. Jesus.
Yeah, I was about to say you could argue Super definitely doesn't have filler, but it was a long running show that was clearly milking the fact that hey, Dragon Ball's back.
Yeah,
we're gonna readapt the 2 movies we put out, only longer. And maybe not as cool and well animated, because that's how TV versus movie animation is. Super's interesting. I have tried to follow Super arcs before, since I've said this before that Dragon Ball Z Abridged got me into actually appreciating Dragon Ball as a series, and I've watched like Dragon Ball Kai since then, which is pretty good. When you take the original Dragon Ball Z series and you cut all that fluff we're talking about out, it's actually pretty tight. It's pretty solid. Super was not tight. And thus was not solid. And I gave up several times just because it got boring. It was dull. Goku's gonna win in the end.
Like, I've heard like a lot of people just say like all they really cared about was the Fruit Trunks arc. Because that was fucking baller.
That was pretty good. I think the ending was a little soft, but the overall was pretty good.
Yeah. But like other than that, I'm like, it's kind of.
But then they went into whatever happened next, which was I guess that was the build up to the multiple universes tournament or the big survival, and I was like, this is taking too long. Whatever. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I was a little concerned there for a second that my voice connection looked like it was building up a little bit of lag, but I think we're fine.
Woo!
So that's the nominations. How long did that take? That took about an hour.
Really? Cool. Before you get into talking about Kingdom Hearts fuck ton, I want to talk a little bit about gacha games.
That's good, because, hey, guess what? Lucky, do you want to know what my 3 things on my note card are?
What?
Anime Awards, KHAL. That's all I wrote down. So we're hitting the bullet points.
Well, yeah. So I'm gonna talk about Girls Frontline real quick. Because Girls Frontline literally just saved itself from me deleting it because I haven't been playing it recently. But it turns out that there is something going around that lets you access the uncensored art in game without having to do anything fucking crazy.
Yes, there's a hidden cheat code, basically,
and it genuinely works. I tried it and I checked the art and it's been fixed. So, I'm not gonna post the links or anything, but
yeah, because you never know if you popularize it too much that like the developers might be forced to remove like a debug or something.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure, given that it's put in and that they have never objected to stuff like an uncensored patch just illegally editing the game files for exploits. I feel like they don't mind that it's there.
Yeah.
that you can switch
you
to the
can't, like,
uncensored
call attention.
assets, but obviously, if it becomes popularized, it could cause a public kerfuffle, which would mean they might have to fix it.
Yeah. But no, what works, and it makes me happy because, like, I don't know, like, for me, censorship is kind of a thing that irritates me, I guess.
Yes, it's annoying. It's annoying when somebody who is not you assumes that they need to alter for your sensibilities, and you can be like, but they aren't altering for your sensibilities. And then I'm like, but they affected me. I am affected by this. They made a choice for me that I wouldn't have made.
Yep. It's like, make it an option. Do you want the uncensored art or the censored art? Like, yes, no, we good.
And to mention AL, that's another case where they knew what they were doing. They gave us the Japanese version of the client, which is not censored.
Yeah, they actually said in one of their Twitter things, like, censored version of this? No.
Yeah, they actually had to pull that as a because it's funny. Girls Frontline has had to swap assets in previews sometimes because they have accidentally used the uncensored assets, which probably should have hinted that there's a secret voodoo thing going on, because they have access to them still. But AL did the opposite. They accidentally used one of their original Chinese assets, which are censored, and they were like, "Oh, whoops, we used the wrong version. Hold on, folks."
But the other thing that saved Girls Frontline for me right now is they just came out with a trailer for the Girls Frontline anime, but it's not going to be the serious anime,
which we think Azure Lane is going to be.
Yeah, we're thinking Azure Lane's going to be the serious anime, but no, the Girls Frontline anime is going to be it's like the Carnival Phantasm with guns. Just all the girls being silly while looking super cute and somewhat deformed. I fucking love it already.
Yeah, it looks pretty fun.
It's like, it looks like it's gonna be mostly like, it's like, semi-CG, I want to say.
Yeah, there's definitely some CG in there, and some CG assets.
Yeah, but and it comes out this spring too, so I'm like, yes. So it reaffirmed my, my desire to keep playing, or at least keep logging in. I really don't do much still, but, I'll keep it around. Azure Lane, though, has fully sucked up my attention. Because Crimson Echoes is a really good event, story-wise. Holy shit.
The writing is great. Like, I think somebody said it best in our Discord. Who knew that the signing of the Washington Treaty, which was about naval disarmament, could be so dramatic?
Yeah. The story is well, I don't know. No, I'm not gonna ruin it. I want people to go play it and be emotionally
just go play it. The story's not long or anything, which I also appreciate. That it's got short, entertaining scenes which actually do a decent amount to let people get into it, because they're not long, but there's enough there that it actually has a story and you actually care. But it's not you lost me because you're just clogging up all the dialogue between me and actually doing stuff with nonsense.
Yeah, and the final scenes and
a lot of the little scenes are pretty entertaining, but at the same time it's like, fuck, I'm just here to do a login, guys.
Yeah, but the new ship Amagi fucking broke my heart. I actually looked into her. Apparently Amagi was the reason why her wisdom cube is cracked and broken like that is because the real life Amagi was damaged so badly during the 1923 Great Kanto earthquake that she had to be scrapped. Again, this game is making me feel emotions for giant steel structures that float on water. Mm-hmm. What the fuck, a game?
And then there's they make it a huge dramatic thing. The idea of that you have to changing a class, right?
Yeah.
To be retrofitted.
Kaga and Akagi were were they battleships or battle cruisers?
Battle cruisers. They were, Kaga's a BB. So Akagi is a BC. They argue about this. It's that's the scene where Amagi makes them hold hands after.
Yeah.
Because Akagi is like, you ran away, and Kaga's like, have you seen how much armor I have? I don't have to run away.
But yeah, so they basically feel like they didn't want to become becoming a carrier would
no, because they said the thing that I think is in everybody's hearts. They want to shoot big guns.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because this was the turning point before carrier aircraft. God, I can't think of the proper term right now.
It was before naval aviation became king.
There we go. Yeah,
Carrier, the era of carrier warfare.
Yeah.
Which was encapsulated in another earlier event where the Prince of Wales one, where Atago also got introduced. Which is also pretty interesting because both Atago and Takao are in that event, and they're kind of upset that they have to play second fiddle to the naval aviation force because of this conflict. But yeah, it's great.
It's great.
Also, it's hilarious. There's even an image one of our lovely community members, Camperwen, has captured for all future decades some stuff going on where he recorded my 3 not quite back-to-back Kagas.
Yes, here it is, and it's just, what the heck? That's all he says.
Yeah, because I got, I got Amagi pretty early, my first, basically 10 roll of cubes, because that's, the maximum number of builds you can request at a time is 10, so I built 10, and I rushed through them, and one of them was Amagi, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, I got it right away, that's nice. Lucky you were bemoaning that you got Kaga, because you can buy her in the store.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, that does kind of suck, but, you still got something. That's good, because I don't have any of the blues that are on Raid Up. I did get whoever the purple one is. Starts with an A, I think. I forgot already. I have a lot of ships. But, so I was like, at least you got something that was on theme. I'm swimming in lots of American ships for some reason. But then last night I had some free time because I was kind of tired and I just beat a level in Kingdom Hearts. So I was just like, all right, I'm gonna relax in bed and I'm gonna get deeper into this event. So I did some more build sets to like get my dailies and all that. And so like at one point it's like Kaga, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's really cool. I'll start raising her now. I mean, I can always use the store for spare copies. And then later, at the time Camper recorded the screenshot, basically I burned through another 10 batch. I was like, okay, I'm going to bed. I'm gonna burn through everybody. We're gonna count them as built. Or I think maybe it was after the login rolled over, so I was building my set. And I got 2 more fucking Kagas in the same block, and I'm like, okay, I guess Kaga likes me all of a sudden as a battleship. Mm-hmm. Keeping in mind, while I've never very deeply gone farming in the Fox Mines, I still have not gotten those drops, so...
Oh no, I got those drops. Now I am wondering what to do, because Amagi has some really good skills.
Yeah, Amagi has 3 skills, 1 of each color, and they're all good.
Oh, yeah. Like, her first 1,000-year Phoenix, while alive in the fleet, decreases all enemies' firepower, torpedo, and air power by, like, 3%. I think it, like, goes up to 10.
Mm-hmm. Which is good, because all 3 of those things suck.
Yep. A sound plan goes a long way. While alive in the fleet, reduces the fire damage taken by the main fleet by up to 15%, increases their evasion by up to 10%. So she debuffs enemies and buffs your own, and her only prerequisite for that is being alive. She doesn't have to be the flag, which is, I'm like, what?
And then also, what's her third ability is barrage related, I believe.
Yeah, it's True Strike. It's basically let's see, up to maximum 77% activation upon firing main gun, launches a frontal barrage with its damage based on the skill level. And if during the battle the fleet contains 4 or more Sakura Empire ships, decrease the loading time of the first salvo by 25% up to 45%.
So she's got good general synergy, but she's also got special synergy with Sakura ships. So I don't know what I'm going to do with her. I need a good third ship to go with Flutie and Scooty.
Yeah, no.
Because honestly, I'm pretty sure the intent is to stick her with foxes from the Fox Mines, but fuck man, I don't got those.
Well, honestly, I think Nagato goes better with the Fox Mine, if I remember correctly.
It could be. And I don't know, because she's gold. I have 2. My main fleet is not themed, and it's just whoever the fuck is really high level in gold that I cram in there.
Oh yeah, mine's themed. Oh yeah,
and then I have I have 3 separate fleets. I have an Iron Blood fleet. I have a Royal Navy fleet, and I have a Sakura fleet, which is full of my the Sakura fleet's crazy. That's also a high level gold team because that's got like my Takao in there. It's got like I said, I joked Flutie and Scooty, Zuikaku and Shuikaku.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. They're in there because they synergize very well. Right now it's depending on whose level is better. It's Hyuga or Issei is the third one. But I could replace that with like Kaga or something. Yeah.
So
I love my Iron Blood
Nagato's
team.
her first skill. With Nagato, her first skill is the 4th Combined Fleet flagship. When sorted as a flagship, increased allied Sakura ships' firepower by up to 10%, increase the reload and accuracy up to 20%, and additionally increase Sakura Empire aircraft carrier damage. Does not affect aviation battleships towards the enemy by 5% up to 20%.
So yeah, that's okay. So Nagato's the really good core fleet block. When does she come out?
She is during the event. Was it Ink Stain Steel Sakura?
All right, so there'll be another Sakura themed event where she's the big deal.
Yeah, that one she's a limited drop, and I think Mutsu is the
Fox
the
power.
Yeah, so
yeah, Nagato's big fox. I think we had this discussion in Discord about the like Nagato class. Where is it?
It's Nagato, Mutsu, and
yeah, the Japanese battleship. That's right, Nagato class, which is or the Nagato class. So she's the namesake of the class. Is a super dreadnought battleship.
Yeah,
so
she's huge, and her guns. She's small girl, big guns.
So yeah, the in case you don't know about the general scale of ships, battleships are some of the largest naval vessels constructed. Those are your supposed to be your main battle line ships. Dreadnought is a specific classification for a type of battleship which is like exceptionally heavily armored and gunned. That was popular, basically pre World War I, and was phased out into II as we got carriers, which became much more cost effective. So if something is called a super dreadnought battleship, it's a huge ship with huge guns and huge armor.
Yep. Now we just gotta wait for Yamato and Musashi.
Also, it's sad but interesting. Nagato was only slightly damaged in an effort to disable IJ and capital ships, and is believed to be the only Japanese battleship to have survived the Second World War. Unfortunately, in 1946, she was used as a nuclear test fire.
Again, making me emotionally attached to fucking giant metal ships.
Here's even better. The Nagato survived the first test with little damage, but was sunk by the second. So, we had to nuke that ship twice. Oh, the things we do. At the very least, you probably could have used that metal somewhere else, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, her pledge line breaks my heart. It says that she says, if at the end of the war I am received not by a bright light that engulfs everything, but rather by your warm embrace, for me at this time there is nothing else that I could ask for. I'm like, I'm dead.
Yeah, no, ships are great.
God damn these 2D sprites.
Azure Lane's a great show. Or a great game. When the fuck is the show coming out? Because that's the second question I was going to be like. We got that trailer sometime like, not early, but like mid last year.
Yeah, let's see here.
When is that anime coming out? Also, by the way, shout out to this story, because we talked about how good it was, but also for talking about what the fuck carrier girls are doing, which appears to be magic.
Yep.
But still, that's. I'm glad that they actually addressed it for once.
Yeah, so it looks like it was announced like September 15th. I have not seen any other news for it.
They had a trailer, but I don't know. It'll be cool when it comes out. Hopefully they can do story stuff.
Wait, they're doing a fucking... And apparently they're also having a PS4 game.
What kind of game?
Let's see here. I'm looking... Oh, wow, it's 3D.
Is it just Azure Lane Arcade, or are we talking like... This is an actual different thing? Honestly,
it kind of looks like arcade. Hang on, let me see here.
Because honestly, you really could. I mean, I'd be a bit sad about not being able, if they didn't let me like connect my fucking account and like port over my ship girls to 3D. That'd be kind of annoying. But Azure Lane is a really good system that you could just port to 3D. It's already a shoot 'em up, you know.
It's called Azure Lane Crosswave. Let's see here.
But the way you build more ships on like a resource system, that works out pretty fine. Cosmetics are in the store. That's pretty typical for, you know, lots of modern games, right? Like, that's how Overwatch works.
Hang on, I'm trying to find like a good moment. Okay, here, I'll copy it this time.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, you mean like strategy RPG? Okay.
Ah,
that's fun.
there it is.
I'll look at the video later. Yes, that was Dallas Rose in chat telling me about the style. That can be fine. Also, once again, proving that ship girls are tiny.
Yep.
But that'll be cool. We'll definitely try that when it comes out.
I hope it comes out in English.
I mean, it should. The real game came out in English, and I'm pretty sure they're doing pretty good.
As I said, we're actually on now on the same schedule. I think as the Chinese and Japanese versions. Because like shit that is coming out for them is coming out maybe weeks.
Yeah, we're on a
later
pseudo same schedule. I think there's some other stuff that they need to do to catch us up to get other ships, but they will also give us brand new events basically right away. Like I said before when we were talking about shoot, what event was it? Was it Broken Wings? Was it called? But that the event when Minneapolis and stuff came out, we got that before Japan did because Japan didn't have time to assign those characters Fallen Wings. That's it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dallas. Because Japan didn't assign those characters voice actresses yet, so we technically got that before them because the actors were not contracted for those characters yet.
Yeah, but there was a time where they just were not voiced.
No, and there wasn't like you were missing an update. No, if you checked for character voice, there wasn't one there because they weren't hired yet and their lines weren't recorded.
Also, as if the dorm happiness caps, I don't think so. But as I said, I don't know how the furniture really affects it.
Yeah, I'm not an expert in dorms. I did blow all my tokens to buy the New Year's shrine themed dorm pack because I could. Now I'm broke on deco tokens again. God, I really wish deco tokens were easy. That's my one major complaint about Azure Lane is that deco tokens are not easy to get anyway. You can't even, I think, buy them with real money.
Yeah, you can.
You can where?
Well, I mean, I think they have they have a special pack that you can get.
Okay, so it's in a bundle with some other stuff. Okay.
Yeah, usually.
Still though, that seems a little contradictory to me that it's you can't even if you wanted to purely just, chip in for decor.
Yeah,
there's not
a
standard system.
My happiness is at 352, so this definitely goes up more.
It might be size related. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be size related. Do you have the second? I also have the second story for my dorm. It's great. On my first floor, it's the Iron Blood bar and food spot. And then on the second floor, it is the Secret Iron Blood headquarters, where we plot evil things.
That's cool.
It is cool. Makes me happy.
I only have a couple complete decor themes, but yeah, they're fun though. They're cool. Also, I still have one because she's not yet max level, but also because it's fun. I still have Santa Prize in my dorm, who does great fun things. When I previously had it set to the Iron Blood bar theme before I switched over, she would occasionally fly off the screen and then land in the bath. Just zoo.
I love putting girls in the bath. I love putting girls in the bath because some of them make the squinch face and they're like, "No, I don't want to be here." And I'm all like, "Yes, bathe in alcohol, bathe in it."
Yeah, they have lots of cutesy furniture reactions. You pop a girl in a bed and she instantly goes to sleep, and some of them are pretty funny.
Oh, Graf Zeppelin, you are so dairy when you're not so chuny.
Graf's very try-hard. I guess it's probably because of the affection rising, but she had a fun line, I think, when I came back, which was something like, I'm only in this costume because you asked. I wouldn't have come, how could I come to the beach without you? Because in case you forgot, Graf Zeppelin is currently my secretary because she got that live 2D.
She's got that good culture. Skin win.
Yeah.
Speaking of Azure Lanes and Graf Zeppelin, I need the second German aircraft carrier to be put out, so I can build a fleet with Graf and Tirpitz and have Tirpitz actually still be fucking useful. Yeah,
that's the one problem with Tirpitz is you literally can't put her in a pure Iron Blood team right now because there's only one non-BCBB ship, which is Graf.
No,
because guess what? The Nazis did build a lot of aircraft carriers.
No, technically they didn't build any. Graf Zeppelin and her sister ship, which didn't even get a name, which was only known as Beta, neither of them were fully completed. Yeah, Graf Zeppelin was seaworthy because they were able to take her out of dry dock. I don't know how far fucking Beta got before it was scrapped. I don't think it was bombed. I think it was actually just generally scrapped.
No, the thing is that tier pits can't be, because Axe is talking about nobody uses the characters. The thing is that tier pits' special ability, her, like, lonely whatever, only kicks in if she is the only battleship or battle cruiser type ship in your fleet. Which means that, the frontline doesn't matter at all, because none of those are those types. Those are all, regular cruisers or, destroyers. But she can't be paired with any other battleship or battle cruiser, which is, as we've said, all the other Iron Blood ships except for Graf.
Yeah. So you can't do a pure. Like, that's
the thing that we're not caught up on with like China or Japan is research. We haven't added that feature yet, but that's how you get a lot of like bizarre one-off ships and curiosities, which I really need because a lot of the ships are really rad. And that silences me stretching my neck out because we have been sitting here. Well, yeah, no, but that's the thing, Dallas, that that's because literally Nazis did not build more aircraft carriers. They barely counted as built in Graf, as Lucky said. So there was supposed to be a sister ship, which was just at the time known as the Beta, which would be probably covered by research to make a ship that didn't actually happen, as it were. Though you never know, they could pull a battleship Kaga on us. But yeah, aircraft carriers are good. Hitler was a genius.
Like right now, like my Iron Blood main line is Scharnhorst, Graf, and Jinsao.
Yeah, that's mine. The two sweet battleship sisters, and then Graf in the middle ground. I want to use tier pits because Jesus Christ, tier pits is good, but my aesthetics. Yeah, I feel like tier pits will probably end up in my like catch-all team. Just because she's really good, and I can pair her with like Enterprise or something. Actually, I might put her in my fucking exercise team. There's also that. That's a really good place to put her. I'm not one of those guys that let people just walk over my fucking exercise team for points. No, you have to win those points, bitch. Mm-hmm. And yes, I can still use tier pits and Iron Blood team, but you basically gimp her abilities. So you're basically going in with a ship that can't perform as well as it could. Which is kind of a problem because the later stages of AL are actually hard. On some level. Yeah, so events are usually pretty easy, but like later story chapters, which I have been slowly crawling my way towards, those can be quite rough. So check this out. Her first skill is called Lone Queen of the North. And it says, when no battleship, battle cruiser other than tier pits is present in the main fleet, increase own damage by 10%, up to 30%. Aviation battleships does not count, and the skill still activates when sorted with aviation battleships. So basically, if you put tier pits with any other battle cruiser, she starts, like, and if you max out this skill, she's doing 30% less damage than she normally would. Right. So, yeah, I can still put her in an Iron Blood team, but that's not using her to her max potential. But she would work great in an all-star team. Mm-hmm. Like, literally, I could probably pair, like, you put her in my exercise team, which is multinational, in the spirit of competition. And I think that would probably be a pretty fuck you exercise team if you had, like, Enterprise and Illustrious. And tier pits. Oh, no, trust me, I'll give you more fuck you, because I'll put Belfast and Prince Eugene in my Vanguard. And yeah, I have all those. Actually, yeah, my current Iron Blood team is a kind of a fuck you, because the front line is Prinz, Hipper, and which Z is the starter? There's so many Z's, I can't remember the names. 23, that's right. I've got her, technically I've got her retrofitted, but I use her Professor skin because it's cool. But those are all defensive ships, so my front line is just fucking invincible. Because Hipper and Eugene both have shield skills, and one of 23 skills is to get more defensive.
Mm-hmm.
Much tank. Please no kill. And then, like I said, I run the same thing like he does. The two purples in the back with Graph. And maybe I'd switch one of those up when Bismarck is released, because Bismarck's really rad.
I don't know if, like I said, like there's only one legendary in the game, and that's fucking San Diego. So who knows when fucking who knows when we'll get actual Bismarck. Like speaking of like retrofits, I'm still waiting for fucking Portland.
Yeah, there's some retrofits we really want. A lot of people were saddened when retrofits weren't included with this game update, because I don't think there were any new ones.
Yeah, I can understand that, because as I said, they've been pretty on the ball with getting them, and we're still a few events behind. We're getting events at the same time that the other ones, but we're still behind.
Yeah, we've got some filler to go through. Hopefully, there'll be like a rerun or something in like the Japanese or Chinese servers, so we can get some old stuff back ourselves.
Yeah, because like we don't have research.
We have no submarines.
Yeah, we have none.
Which subs are kind of like their own mechanic, because I don't think you use them directly. But they're adorable, and I like them. There's a lot of French ships I want to see. Yes, Dallas. Unterseebooten. U-Booten. U-Boot heraus. There's another subtle reference that nobody listening is going to get. Anyway. Let's see. We're about an hour 20.
Both the Chinese and the Japanese servers we're all running the Crimson Echoes event right now.
Yeah. Ours was a little bit later than theirs, but we're still running it. Presumably because they obviously, North America had to translate a script and stuff. But yeah. Ugh. That was me yawning.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, you want to talk about Kingdom Hearts for a long fucking time?
Probably. Yes, let's go ahead. Let's do it. So, you may recall from last week when I made my telling and vicious statement that Dark Souls just ripped off Kingdom Hearts. I am currently embarked in the road to Kingdom Hearts 3. I acquired the Kingdom Hearts 3 story so far, or Kingdom Hearts story so far, and I've pre-ordered 3, and I'm going through it. Last time I was mostly done with 1. I am now done with 1. I decided not to do the bonus content because I did all that when I was a kid, so it's just like, whatever, I don't have time for that. Because it's all doable, you need to grind your levels out and get all your best set of abilities and stuff, so, it's a pain. And like I said, when you've done that already, it's like, where's the real bragging rights? I'll get a trophy out of it, I can go back and do that later when I have nothing to do with my life. Now I've got a lot of games to chug through, some of which I haven't ever actually played before, so.
That's probably why I didn't try so hard on the secret shit back in the day, because there were no trophies, so there was no way I could prove this, that, yeah, no, I did this.
See, I was still like, I'm going to beat Sephiroth. I'm going to beat him. I'm going to get him. And then I was very sad when I found that only in Final Mix do you actually get Keyblades for it, which is a tragedy. I'll resolve that sometime in my life. Anyway, so I moved right away into Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories, which is also on the disc collection, and then I quit like halfway through. That's because I've come to the realization that Rechain of Memories sucks, and it really kind of does. For a couple of reasons. So first of all, the story of Chain of Memories is honestly not that gripping once you already know it. Once you already know the path between 1 and 2, most of Chain of Memories is just filler because it just retreads old worlds. But now Herber Derber Memory is in the plot a lot. So much memory. Oh my god, memories. Memory. Has the word memory lost all meaning to you yet? And then the second part is, honestly, lots of bosses did not make a good transition to the 3D.
No, it didn't.
Because all the interfloor bosses, aka all the bosses that actually matter, because they're important to the plot, are in the same arena, which is circular, so there's no fucking room. And because it's card-based, you can't freely guard, you can barely dodge roll or glide, and it's not well made. Like, they make a lot of choices, like, Rika Replica can fucking... Not only could you get hit stunned, and there's some kind of, like, input lag, because there's totally a point with, like, the recover stat or whatever. I'm mashing the button to use the card that'll stop this combo from killing me, but it's not activating right away, right? Like, there's a lag between when you use them, but also he can literally just stun you and then drop combos on you all the time, and it sucks. So that was the point where I quit, where I was just like, okay, the way to salvage this is to go grind for hours and build up enough so that I can just cram my deck with enough cards, or I have enough HP that I can work through this. Or, because I don't actually give a flip about this game, I could quit and go play... Well, technically go play Days, but move on towards 2, basically, which I really want to play because... spoilers for the back half of this, 2 is actually still really good, guys. So I was just like, once again, fuck it, I did all this as a kid. I literally beat Re. I beat Re Chain of Memories because that's how I played it when it came out after 2. So, like, there's no accomplishment for me there. I was literally only holding out just for more of my boy Axel. And maybe to play Riku in the reverse, which is fun. But, yeah. So I just quit it. Which is sad because actually, honestly, I like Chain of Memories system. The battle system is, as a card playing kid, the card system's not bad. It's just, at least in the 3D transition, it's not implemented well. Like, it hurts your agency a lot because you can't always do something you want to do, and enemy behaviors do not necessarily suit the system. Like, especially in the 3D version, enemies don't feel like they play by the same rules as you because, like what counts as an attack card for them can be, a complete set of animations different from you, and it just, it's not, like I said, it's not implemented well. Also, way too easy to soft lock yourself with the room cards and stuff, the map cards and stuff. That I would change. I would love to make this game as a separate system, because a lot of people in the comments are complaining about the story, which is true. Like I said, the 90% of Chain of Memories is filler and fluff, and it's bad. I would love to see it reimagined as a game that has its own story, like a full-blown standalone story, and I would love to stabilize that story with, like, the concept of some of the map cards are cool, but I'd really like a more reliable way to build and pick which cards you want to use, and not make card shops with, like, the Moogle shops, a card you have to use, right? I would make it so you definitely have more static guarantee of when you can pick up more cards, because as a deck building game, that's a very important aspect, is the ability to actually enhance your deck of your own choice at a regular period, and the only thing it really does that's, like, guaranteed in Chain of Memories is boss cards. Like, that's the only thing in the game that has a guaranteed drop, I think. So I would just rework that whole system and it would be a lot better, but I had to quit. So then I moved on to playing 358 Days over 2, which at some points I may have called 356 or 355 or something, which nobody has called me out on because nobody can remember how many goddamn days there are. That's why people just call it Days, usually. But I say play because the joke is, on the actual disc of Story So Far, which I think is the same as the PS3 rebundle remaster disc, it's just the cutscenes remastered in HD. Which on the one hand, I'm like, okay, playing some of these scenes, like the transition from here's clearly a pre-boss cutscene to a post-boss cutscene. It's like, oh, I kind of wish I could have seen the action because the cutscenes aren't very action-packed, right? Yeah. And all the cutscenes that are actually action-packed are usually the cutscenes that were stolen from Kingdom Hearts 2. But anyway. Like, so I feel kind of like some of the action elements of Kingdom Hearts were lost. But on the other hand, there's 358 days in that game. It would have taken a long fucking time. I own it. I own 358 for the DS. I never beat it. I stopped playing it because it was so much lengthy make work. And, like, it did not... It felt like a lot of filler. Like, a lot of the mobile games suffer from this problem, which is just, hey, you're just taking this game out to play while you're traveling or something, right? So we don't need to, like, tighten up the story. Yeah, Axe is talking about how like the almost Monster Hunter style design with Heartless is, and there were lots of interesting cases of like, here's a Heartless that used to be a minion, but is now a big boss, and it's got like a different color and some different strategies, but it's still going to be really hard, like a Kingdom Hearts game, and we're going to make you work for it all the time. So yeah, we will see. Like, I don't know, it could be interesting if they did something different with that. But it was a very relaxing to just sit down and spend, like, I think it was a couple hours overall. I can't time it exactly because I had to, like, pause a couple times and I was doing other stuff sometimes. But, like, actually play through the game and, like, play through the cutscenes and just get the whole story and just be done with it. Because it's super important. And it's a shame that otherwise it was kind of, for me, it was previously basically, gameplay locked. And actually, Dallas, that's a question. We don't know if Recoded is actually playable on disc. We were asking about this before the mic started.
I think it's just a cutscene, but I could be
yeah,
wrong.
Axe says it's not. So guess what? We get to skip that problem too.
Booyah!
Which I'm also perfectly okay with because, from what I understand, Coded is similar to Chain of Memories in that it's a lot of replaying old levels. With only now the keyword is not memory, it's data. Data. I'm okay with also skipping that. But the thing important to remember about Coded is that before Recoded, Coded was a freaking flip phone game, right? Like, that was one of those things we talked about before where Japan's idea of mobile gaming is way different from ours. And they've had shit like, there was a Final Fantasy VII prequel on phones in, like, the early 2000s. Same with Coded. So yeah, like, I'm glad that they did port it to a system that other people can play, and I think that I'm sure at the time it was pretty telling that it existed and was a thing, but I'm also not sad about skipping it. So yeah, I quote unquote beat days in a night just playing the cutscenes, and that was pretty good. That was fun and entertaining to me. Because I got what I wanted out of Chain of Memories, and Chain of Memories wouldn't give me enough of. There was a lot of Axel. Got it memorized. No, I've always loved Axel as a character. Shion's alright. I feel like that's something I feel like I did miss in the gameplay, that like I feel like there were maybe some interesting conflicts there that could have been fun to show, but she was an alright character. I already knew that about her, and it was kind of interesting to see her kind of like go over time. I feel like it was very convoluted of her to keep leaving the organization and come back all the fucking time. But they needed to pad the game, and she was a playable character, I guess, so I don't know. Yes and no, but like I feel like in the course of the movie version, I feel like it happens like 3 or 4 times in rapid succession about going back and forth between running away or being stolen and being captured again and running away again and all that back and forth until she finally finishes it the only way she knows how, by making Roxas kill her. But it, like I said, in the compressed form, it felt a little silly. I am sure in the long form of the game, it was paced out by you having to beat up lots of random Heartless all the time. Also, yeah, Zero Random has a good point. Everybody's important in 3. Hopefully 3 is the end. God, please.
Let it be the end.
At least let it be the conclusion of the main story. If you want to keep making spin-offs, that's fine, but, like, stop the story.
But I will say they've already confirmed there is a secret movie yet.
God damn it, Nomura. Well, at least he can't come up with another fucking sequel until after he's done with the 7 remake, at least.
Get on that shit!
Yeah, I mean, like, a new saga, I wouldn't mind. Like, I'm sure there's Disney properties they could still explore and stuff, but I mean, like, I want this version of the story to have an actual ending, like a conclusion, and all these characters can go off and be finished, basically, because, goddamn. Sora's been trying to get home for so long.
Yeah,
so long.
See if they have an after credit scenes and a secret movie for... God. Like, after you clear secret conditions.
God.
I only know this because I've recently read an article that they that these scenes are actually patches that are coming in after the game is released.
Which is good, because the game got fucking stolen.
Yeah. Yeah, like the day one patch is gonna add like a memory archive, which I think is basically just tells you what happened in the story so far,
which is very important.
Yeah. So I think that's good that they're including that in the main game. Actually, let me see if I can actually find out exactly what it.
But that's really good that they're doing stuff.
All right, let's see here. Okay, here it is. So on the day of on Tuesday, January 29th, when it leaks, it's gonna do update 1.01, which is State of Dare Viscos, which is, also has a memory archive, which is it looks like it's videos, I guess. It'll be added to the game's menu time.
Maybe.
Yeah. And then the Wednesday, the epilogue video. Players will need to complete Kingdom Hearts 3 and seen the ending to view the video. And then Thursday, the 31st, is the secret video, which players will need to complete Kingdom Hearts 3 and seen the ending as well as filled certain criteria during play to view this video. The criteria varies depending on the difficulty selected.
Yeah, that's something I noticed about starting 2, which was like they say that like if you play whatever they call easy, I think it's beginner, it's like you cannot see the secret movie. And then if you play critical, it's like you will probably see the secret movie. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I already saw all the secret movies like online, 10 years ago. So I'm like, I'm cool. I'm gonna play normal because I don't want to bug myself in the extra time to play like proud or critical. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, it does say Square Enix went on to add that the memory archive is a digest of the Kingdom Hearts story thus far. And while both the epilogue and secret movie are said to enhance player enjoyment of the world of Kingdom Hearts, you'll still be able to view the main ending without hopping online.
Solid. So it's literally just this is our big finale Kingdom Hearts game to like this whole story with Sora. We're hopefully aiming to bring it to an end of conclusion of all this stuff. And so, but still, it's a Kingdom Hearts game, so you fucking know we got to do a secret movie. That's what we do. And somebody will upload it on the internet, and then I can watch it there, because I'm sure I won't get all the qualifiers for the secret movie right away. Because almost every Kingdom Hearts game I've played through the first time, I've been doing all the extra stuff, and then I just get bored and I go, fuck it, I'm just going to beat the game now.
Maybe they'll just make it like, maybe the secret ending will just be a good conclusion, or maybe it's sometime in the future when things are good and happy and nice.
Who knows? Because
that's what I fucking liked about fucking Uncharted 4. Did you ever beat Uncharted 4?
No, I haven't played any Uncharted yet. You literally told me I am not allowed to buy that game until we can consolidate.
Oh, I did?
Because I wanted to Let's Plays of it.
Oh yeah, good job, me. I pat myself on the back. But
stop saying that. You don't know that. You're too much of a baby human to be this cynical. Stop saying these things. Let old man me be just like, listen, it's gonna be fine.
But at the end of Uncharted 4, there's basically a scene where they say like, no, this is the end. Everything's wrapped up. We're good. It's great. And I'm like, yes, this is like everything I needed to wrap things up, and I can end it. Like, I don't need. No, yeah,
because I've seen it. Also, oh my god, they're starting an actual Deadpool with a space. I mean, in the chat about Kingdom Hearts. No, not my good boys. They need to live. They're still babies. They haven't even gotten to be adults yet. They need to be able to go home to their island and their parents and go to school and have lives. Also, guys, here's one thing I want to underline. This is a majority a Disney property, guys. What the fuck are you expecting? It's like what was Ansem Seeger of Darkness thinking in 1 when he opened Kingdom Hearts in the original universe? He's like, and Sora's like, Kingdom Hearts is light, and it's like, yeah, no shit, it's light. This is a Disney movie. What the fuck did you expect was going to happen?
It's so much more Disney than it is Square Enix.
Devilish Leader. I want to say Insider, but Devilish Leader. I also miss Billy Zane. I'm so sad that he got involved in whatever the fuck legal problem he did. Because goddamn, his delivery in 1 is not that I think Richard Epcar is bad. But like, because he's pretty good too at hamming it up. But god, just Kingdom Hearts 1 Ansem at Billy Zane. His delivery is just so iconic. Or that might just be because you have to run that boss in sequence, so you had to do it like 5 times. and watch all the cutscenes, because here's another fun fact blast from the past. Last week I reminded Lucky that there were no mini-maps in Kingdom Hearts 1. Also, in the original run of Kingdom Hearts 1 on the PS2, you could not skip cutscenes.
Oh.
That was a later feature that they added in 2.
Oh, man.
So, you got to, if you had a hard boss fight, you got to see those cutscenes over and over again. Which is probably why some of those iconic lines are so well memorized. Because the delivery is great and you hear them so goddamn much. Submit! Which is a bullshit move, by the way.
Bullshit!
Almost as bullshit as Come Guardian. But yeah, so I'm at 2 now. I'm about 15 hours in 2 right now. I spent probably a good 5 or 6 hours just fucking around in the prologue. Also, it's sad, but Kingdom Hearts has become kind of like a time capsule. People are talking about missing Leonard Nimoy, which I haven't gotten to the game where he plays a voice, but yeah, that's going to be sad. But 2 right now, Christopher Lee, that hurts.
Oh god.
There are a lot of cool guys in this series who are not around anymore, and it kind of hurts. It's sad. But his delivery for being in a fucking children's video game is killing it. Good on you, Christopher Lee. You did good.
I mean, I'm just thinking about the prologue in Kingdom Hearts 2 and just going, I guess my summer vacation is over now.
Oh, like, god damn. No, like I said this again, playing it through with knowledge makes it impactful, because like I said, I went through the context of the days to 2, but like even without context, it is such a good prologue. The opening of Kingdom Hearts 2 is amazing. It's phenomenal. Because it's just, you're a normal-ass boy in a normal-ass town with your friends on summer vacation, and this weird shit just keeps happening. It's so good, guys. Like, it's such a trip, and it culminates in this whole, you don't realize these things about yourself, and where you come from and all this stuff, and it builds together. And like you said, Lucky, that final line, that final realization, I guess my summer vacation's over.
Oh God, I'm dying.
And also, it sets up some very important things, because, boy howdy, Roxas sure does seem pissed off, doesn't he? Though it did remind me, you forget about this, but watching the Days movie and then playing the intro to Kingdom Hearts 2, Diz is an asshole. Like, I forgot how much of an asshole he was, because of reasons that you find out later, but goddamn, he's a dick to a lot of people. But yeah, so yes, Kingdom Hearts 2 is still good. It's still really good in final mix format and remastered. Mini maps are a thing now. There's lots of helpful tips on where to go next. The gummy ship stuff is a bit shorter, but a bit more higher production value, right?
God, gummy ships.
Yeah, the gummy ships are great. Field of view is way better. Like, the maps and zones are bigger, and you're rendered smaller, so you can kind of like see and experience all these spaces. God, I can't wait until I get movement abilities back. I'm stuck just jumping, and I don't even have a dodge or anything right now. So it's just like moving around's kind of a pain in the ass sometimes. But God, when you get that stuff back, that'll be so much freedom of movement for these big zones. Story's still really tight. I'm not 100% sold on some of the remastering of the music. Like, to me, the original PS2 sounds are very iconic, but there's still the soundtrack's still really good. It's just, god damn, it's such a good product, like up and down. Gameplay's so fun.
I might cry when I hear Kingdom Hearts 3, Dearly Beloved. Like, I might.
Yeah, no, Dearly Beloved hurts every time. Like, it's to me, it's become such an iconic, emotional thing. To like, I remember that sound from my childhood is like a fundamental thing. It's just like whenever you hear the Organization 13 riff in 2, which is like that sad, don't, and they have some like discordant notes in there. And it's just, oh god, it's so good, and like I said, like iconic. Because you hear a lot of these leitmotifs a lot, and it's really really cool to hear them. Destati's another, or probably Destati, or however you say that, is another like iconic with the chorus. It's just so good. And then after 2, which I don't know how long I'll take on, but I'm gonna take my time on 2 because I really like that game, and it's actually honest to God really good so far. It fixed a lot of problems that Kingdom Hearts 1 did have, and it flows a lot better. But then it'll be, I believe, Birth by Sleep is next in the order, and I'm playing them literally down the order of the things, so that'll be fun because, hey, remember, Birth by Sleep was on PSP, so nobody fucking played it.
I had it. Like, honestly, believe it or not, though, when I played Birth by Sleep, I didn't play the fucking game as much as I played the fucking mini game that they had on it. Oh god, what was it called? Let me see if I can find the name of it real quick here.
I'm kind of shocked that there's not like a million people typing in chat right now.
If I see mini game,
they're all scrambling to remember, or they didn't play because he was on PSP.
Wasn't Mirage Arena? Command Board, that's what it was. I don't know, I fucking love that game. It was like Monopoly.
Doesn't Atlantica give me things still? I know it's optional, but if it gives me stuff, I need stuff. I want the stuff.
I don't know, I've been looking at some Kingdom Hearts 3, and I'm like really excited. Like, the World of Rapunzel looks like it has a dancing, like, sing-along minigame.
Yeah, I'm sure with 2 systems, we're upgrading from 2 systems since they've made a mainline console entry. And while, I mean, I don't know for sure how robust the 3DS was, because I guess there was a lot of parity to, like, with the Wii U endpoints at some era, but like, this is the first time they've actually put a big powerhouse, like, since this is the biggest machine they've put one of their games on since the PS2. So I really want to see what they can pull off, right? Yeah. With like engine enhancements and like new hardware and stuff. Also, yeah, everybody's talking about Atlantica right now. Here's the thing: having played Kingdom Hearts 1 really closely to now playing Kingdom Hearts 2. Oh my god, in 1 it sucks so hard. It is an example of what is wrong with 1 in a lot of ways, because the game is not well optimized for full 3D movement, and you can't use any of your normal action abilities, which sucks. Because, like we've said before, Kingdom Hearts is really predicated on managing narrow timing windows in boss patterns and figuring out the right moment to do certain stuff. And you spend a lot of that time, like, evading or blocking and picking your right moments to execute your special combos and stuff. In Atlantica, you can't do any of that shit, because they had to completely overhaul movement so you could move in 3D. Fish. So you could be a fish. And it sucks.
Fish boy.
It sucks a lot. It's shocking to me when I can say that the Ursula boss battle in Re-Chain of Memories is 1,000 times better than either Ursula boss battle in the first Kingdom Hearts, considering that, as we've said, Re-Chain of Memories is not super well made. So the fact that it becomes an optional rhythm game level, as much as I don't know if I was ever really the demographic for The Little Mermaid as a movie, but especially as a teenager into adult, it's not like it's a fond memory for me or anything. And I'm honestly annoyed at how catchy the songs are sometimes. Mostly Under the Sea. It's not worse than playing that map again. Oh my god. I'll suck it up and deal with it. I've been muting my TV through those segments for over a decade. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I said, something that I'm like really interested for Kingdom Hearts 3 specifically is just the breadth of side activities they might have going on, because that is something that is like quintessential to the RPG experience. Is how much can I just go fuck off for a bit and not.
Also, Kingdom Hearts has always been really good about that. Like,
yeah,
they have mini games, some of which are fun, some of which are dumb, but mostly a lot of them are just short gimmicks. Gummy ship stuff is always really interesting in Coraline games. oh man, that's going to be something that's going to be really interesting to see in 3. I'm sure if they're putting in a core numbered title, they got to bring gummy ships back, right?
Yeah.
That'd be really interesting to see what they do with that, with like we said, like 15 years of development, or more like 12, but close to 15. Actually, no, it's closer to it's closer to 15 because it's being released in 2019, and the 2 was released in 05 in Japan. So yeah, it's closer to 15 years. So it'll be really interesting to see what they can do with those improvements. And you're right, like, no, because 100 Acre Wood has almost always been about that, just fucking around, never any Heartless or anything.
Nope. Although I am going to see Merlin and be like, you ain't the dick wizard.
Yeah, that is a little funny, because Merlin, especially in 2, Merlin's kind of an important character.
Yeah.
And you're just like, this is the guy from Sword in the Stone. You're not nearly as adorable as my big brother. But yeah, no. It's
Kingdom Hearts 3, it's coming out in a little over 2 weeks.
I don't know if I'll be caught. I mean, I'll have the game, but I don't know if I'll be caught up by then because I've still got some titles to work through.
I'll rely on this memory archive, and we'll see how it works.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to chew through Birth by Sleep and 3D for sure. So,
don't you still have the fucking prologue, the Aqua?
There's also that, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say.
There's also the actual Kingdom Hearts 3 Ground Zeroes.
Yep.
To work through. So there's that. But yeah, that'll be fun. Birth by Sleep is going to be really interesting for me because that is going to be my unabashed adult opinion because I never played it as a kid. Like I said, I didn't have the opportunity. It was on PSP, so it'll be interesting to see and work through. And we will continue to keep you updated on Kingdom Hearts Watch as it comes out. Expect when Kingdom Hearts 3 actually drops and we are actually playing it to spend a lot of time crying and dying and die crying. It's going to be real emotional, folks.
Super emotional. I am not ready.
So yeah, I mean, let's see. What's our time on the episode? Let me double check. We're just under 2 hours.
I think this is a good time.
It's a decent time. The only other thing I was thinking about mentioning is that, because it actually came up a little bit, was Netflix has a new Carmen Sandiego animated series coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Which, I mean, they've said that it's going back to an edutainment show, so, like, once again, as an adult man, I'm pretty sure I'm not the target demographic for that show, so I don't know if it's my place to watch it and pick it apart. But goddamn, do I remember the original cartoon and the games from the 90s.
Man, that theme is so on point. I love it.
And that's actually a critique a lot of people in Discord had when I posted, or somebody posted, I don't know if it was me, the opening to the new cartoon, which was very subtle and laid back and like, you know, it was more, I felt like they were trying to ape more on noir, but I'm like, that's not Carmen Sandiego, though. This woman, this girl, she stole the Grand Canyon once, okay? She is not subtle. This is not subtle mind games and shit. This is Carmen Sandiego in her giant red hat, steals the Statue of Liberty and throws you a clue and rides off into the sunset, right? Like,
yep.
You know, there was time travel shit in these games and TV series.
Does she have gadgets? Yes, she did.
Yeah, and it's so, but the games were very entertaining, and then like I said, the cartoon was really good too. Like Lucky sang a little bit of the opening is just it's repetitive, but it's just orchestral chorus, and it's great.
It's good.
And like I said, you can see her stealing stuff in it and climbing around monuments. It's really good. It's also because I've also read that they decided to, for once, actually focus on their title character and make her kind of the focal point against Vile. Whereas usually Carmen is the antagonist. So that's also kind of interesting. And we'll say this, talking about like antagonists and villains earlier, Carmen's never really a villainous villain. Yes, she steals things for a living, ? But almost always her backstory is that she was in the Acme Detective Agency, and she got bored catching criminals, so she decided to heel turn because it was more entertaining. Yeah, definitely kind of that Silver Age Batman vibe. She's just in it for thrills. She's never in it to hurt anybody. And she's just great. Yes, I have a crush on Carmen Sandiego. Thank you very much. Who doesn't?
I did too.
Who doesn't?
It's like honestly, like Carmen Sandiego is like honestly, is I think probably one of like the first examples I can think of like the strong, independent woman type.
Mm-hmm.
She literally did what she wanted, had the ability to do it, and relied on nobody but herself.
Also, Minority.
Yep.
In the cartoon, at least, she was played by a Puerto Rican actress, and she's always been. I'm pretty sure she's always been considered Latina.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Man, last name's San Diego.
And all that red.
It's good.
And she's so dapper with her like we talk about how we have a crush on Carmen Sandiego. It's not like they show there's no like fan service or anything. It's not like she's got like a catchy figure or something. She's just dapper as fuck in that big red hat and that coat, and she is styling. Mm-hmm. And also, like I said, she stole the Grand Canyon once. How did she do that? We don't fucking know. It happened. In the first episode of the cartoon, she steals specifically the Mona Lisa's smile somehow. I don't know. But she's great. So yeah, we'll see about that. I gotta catch up some Netflix stuff. Like, Voltron had its final season I still haven't watched. That I'm sure will be an emotional roller coaster, which people are still crying about. But yeah, no, I think then that's the only other thing I really wanted to talk about on the show. Lucky, you got anything else?
Well, there's been a lot of new anime coming out. Like, I've been watching quite a bit of it. But I know, Omega, you're not, like, super on it, so it's not really something we can discuss. But for right now, guys, definitely, you guys need to check out Rise of the Shield Hero. It's good. You should definitely check out Mob Psycho 100, the second season. It's really good as well, especially that OP. People have been fucking raving about it. Right now, I'm watching Kaguya-sama, and it's real good. It's better than I thought it was gonna be. Promised Neverland, also really good. What else have I watched? I'm like, The Price of Smiles is something that I was thought like fucking I wasn't gonna be interested in, but is actually good enough to keep my attention. I do want to watch Devilish Leader says watch Doro, and I will as soon as I can find something as soon as I find something that I don't have to sit at my computer to watch. As I said, sitting for a long time at my computer right now, I am in pain. Old man back is going full motion here. But like I said, anime is the Winter Core is doing a lot better than I thought it was. So I'm excited to keep seeing how that goes. I will bug Omega to watch anime and see how that goes.
And I'll watch like half of it eventually.
But other than that, no, I don't think I got anything.
All right, well, I'm sure this was fun for everyone. We did have a decent amount of prep time. I kind of feel bad about, letting it cut short, but we talk until we talk, and that's how What's Up works. So,
yeah,
we can let it peter out at a couple hours. I'm sure everyone had fun while they were here, and hopefully you, the audience at home, had fun.
I don't know. We could ask. We have a live audience. We can ask them if they want us to talk about anything, unless you want to call it quits.
If anything they want us to talk about will take another half hour or whatever.
The weather? It's cold! Next.
Yes, it's cold. That's it. It's cold here even. I can tell you how cold it is, but I don't want to get up and get my phone. But yeah, no, I guess we can leave it open real quick if anybody's got any questions.
Yeah, I know, man. This is your chance to talk to us. Dallas, I did watch Yokoso Neverland, the first episode. I am shook. I kind of knew what was going to happen from the beginning, but when they actually put that shit into practice, I'm all like, well, fuck. Yeah, it is definitely down the rabbit hole. When will we have Singing with Lucky again? I don't know. I guess I can end on that.
I mean, we started with Singing with Lucky.
Did we?
Not on microphone, but not recording. But yeah, you were singing earlier to fill time. Well, we were waiting for people to filter in. I don't know. If you guys are concerned about stuff with Lucky, consider checking out our Patreon.
All right.
I don't know if you want to sing us out to end it, we can. But
all right, I'll sing us out. I guess I'll just go with what's been in my head. What have I become my sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end, and you could have it. My empire of dirt. I will let you down. I will make you hurt. If I could start again, 1,000,000 miles away, I would keep myself. I would find a way. Okay.
All right, that's it. I thought about doing something clever where I would either talk over Lucky doing that or dub in, but I'm like, nah, it's too much work. So the show's over now. Real quick, I'll remind everybody: if you like this episode, give it a like. We like likes. If you have any comments about anything we've said on the show, future topics, whatever, your own anime recommendations, how you feel about Kingdom Hearts, how you feel about the Anime Awards, that'll probably get some people fired in. Go ahead and leave those in the comment section down below. You can also check out our Discord, how people manage to listen to this episode live, and also lots of other fun stuff. That link is in the description. And of course, if you are new here and have not already, please subscribe so you always get our latest videos. And don't forget to that bell for notifications, even if you're already subscribed, so you always know when we post a new video. Because it can be a little chaotic. Sometimes I oversleep. And of course, as it says at the front of the show, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can access the episodes early in audio format, downloadable right away, for as little as $1 a month. And then if you back us at the gold level or above, you can actually do that thing where you listen live and comment every week, among other stuff. And it, just like we said, would really help us out. All right, that's the episode. That's been What's Up for this week. I'm going to let everybody go out.
Like he's going to go lay on bed and be old again.
Yep. Go be old, everybody.